Hello, hello everyone. Welcome back to the stream. How are we all doing tonight? I am doing okay. I have had two very not fun days, but they are over, and I'm happy about that. I saved this somewhere, didn't I? have to find my walkthrough thingy for the rewards or the mustaches. There we go. Keep in mind where I am. Pretty sure we're all up to date with the latest chapter one, though. So we're okay with that. Hurt your hand and resting, feeling lazy. I mean, don't worry, I'm right there with you. I had my hormone implant put in on Monday, and so I haven't gone to the gym at all this week. Normally, I would see my trainer on Friday too, tomorrow, but because I'm trying to give myself rest and just let it heal and don't push it, don't try to jump back into things. I am not tomorrow, and it feels kind of weird to have um yeah, it just feels kind of weird to have nothing to do tomorrow, basically, besides working from home. Um, and when I'm done, I'm done. I don't have anything else to do. I mean, I have some errand stuff I need to run. I need gas. My car needs gas. And it feels so weird. Like I am going to be driving a little outside of Boston, like quite a ways, a good 15-minute drive just to get gas. And that will save me a fair amount of money. um, it's kind of wild that that works that way, but gas is just that much cheaper in the suburbs. Um, and I need a new frame. That's the other thing. I have three prints. I have four prints in a series from this one artist in Provincetown, and I had three of his prints before. They were already framed. Like I got frames for them, and then when I went to Provincetown this last summer, I got another one that I wanted to add to the set. So now there's four. But now I need a matching frame for it. So I need to stop and shop at Target, even though I don't really shop at Target anymore because the whole thing. Though I think they're kind of starting to come out of the woodwork for me only because they're one of the few places that I can like lay my eyes and hands on a couple of things that I need every once in a while. The linens for my bathroom, for instance, I got all of those from Target this last week because like I like the towels that I have from Target. I really like them, and I'm like I kind of want that. And if they happen to have the right color, which they had the perfect color, I was like, it's not expensive. They feel really nice and they work really well, and it's the right color. Like, sorry. Same thing with this frame. I need this exact frame is the thing I want, and the other three are from Target. It's the same exact thing. I even double checked today, but even to like I double checked today by looking at the actual like UPC code. Actually, I think that might be a redundancy UPC code. But anyway, I looked at the actual UPC and compared it to what it says the currently available one on the website is. I believe they are exactly the same. They're exactly the same. But even with that, I brought one with me back home, from work today, so that I can literally hold it up next to the one that I'm going to buy and be like, "These are the same, right?" And then I'm good. Um, Probably also pick up some of those command strip thingies for hanging pictures while I'm there, just to make it easier at work and here. Honestly, I've got a bunch of stuff I need to hang here, and I don't have any of those. So I have some things. They're called Claw. It's another thing by 3M. I really like the idea behind it. They're these like steel little tab things with a little hook on them, and basically you just press it into the drywall. It does actually puncture into the wall, but they're these tiny little hooks that when you remove it, theoretically at least, when you remove it, it will barely look like anything. Like the holes will be really, really tiny in the drywall. So it's very minimal damage, right? Um, I use those for the bathroom. I actually just hung some things up in the bathroom just now. That's why I haven't eaten anything yet because I was doing that. But I hung up some artwork in the bathroom. using those specifically because it gets so steamy in there, and the wallpaper that I used is basically just vinyl. So when it gets wet, like it gets slippery, and whenever these um, command strip things do get moist, they fall. And I'm like, I don't want these things falling, especially when the frames have glass in them, like actual glass, because they're in a bathroom. So it's like, oy, finger pulley. So I didn't go to the gym today. Oh yeah. So like one of those splint things. Yeah. My days, like I had the implant in on Monday, and like whenever I have that done, it always just hurts for just a little too long. It usually hurts for the rest of the week, and I can say it just hurts right now. It's not like it hurts more if I do stuff to it, sure, but it's not like sharp either. It's just this dull, throbbing, annoying pain on my left side right now. And with that, and being like hyper aware that I have like a healing surgical site on my left side, I'm like, I cannot sleep on my left. I cannot sleep on my left. Like that's playing over and over again in my mind. Like I'm very hyper aware that I cannot move, like sleep on my left side and turn over on my left when I'm in bed. It makes it very hard to sleep. So I'm running on very little sleep right now. Over the last couple of days, I've slept very poorly and not very much. Um, and then yeah, yesterday was a very eventful day that unfortunately was not great eventful in some ways. It wasn't like all bad. I won't say that. Are any of my librarian friends in chat right now? I'm not sure. If I mention it, they'll get it immediately. Doesn't look like it, but um, so first thing I did yesterday, I got a new nose ring. Boop. I shouldn't have flicked that. Ow. um, it's a new size. I stretched up to the next gauge. So I'm now at 8 gauge. Very happy about that. This was my original goal size for a while. Pretty happy with it still. Can't stretch it for like another 3-4 months anyway. So we'll see how I feel in 3 or 4 months. I know I've definitely already got like size creep on. I've had size creep on some of my piercings before when I've stretched them. Ones that I used to have that I do not have anymore. Um, Definitely susceptible to that. So I need to be a little careful because I do have specific things in mind for this. This is not the end all be all. Like this, I would love as like basic everyday jewelry. Sure, awesome. I need some kind of retainer situation so that I can kind of just like stick that in and no one can see it. There are a couple of different ways you can do that. You can get actual retainers for your nose ring, but you can also get like plugs. Like I can literally just get like an 8 gauge plug. I could grab one of my 8 gauge plugs that I use for this, and just like pop that in there, and it'll be like up in my nose and out of sight, out of mind, kind of a deal. There are ones that are specific for septums, though, that are smaller. Because like these ones are long enough to go through your lobe, right? I don't necessarily want that length going through my nose. But yeah, there are options that are out there. So that's another thing that I want. And then the third thing that I would like would be like, and this is not necessarily a single thing. Like this is where I get to have pretty stuff. And a lot of the pretty stuff like are 14, 12 gauge rings. They're much smaller sizes than this. The people who go up to these kinds of sizes generally stick with like steel or industrial looking things or whatever, and like that's fine or whatnot. But I want like pretty jewels and like I don't know. So the idea is to be able to do like layered rings, right? So I can do like a bigger one on the outside and then another one on the inside, and literally like multiple rings in the same hole. Um, those are kind of my ideas. Yeah, like the peacock opal, exactly right. And I have like a fake nose ring that was kind of like that. Like it was meant to be a kind of pretty cute little thing that I tried a couple times to see if I would like having something there. Um, so like I don't want to stretch too big to where some of those things aren't possible. I don't know. We'll see. You also don't want to go too big because uh there does come a point with the septum where it can start pressing into cartilage, which can be very uncomfortable. I don't want to get to that point. Like you can stretch the cartilage too, and it will basically dent the cartilage over time so that it makes room for the nose ring. I just don't want to do that. I don't want to deal with the trouble. So don't want to go big enough for that. But I want it to be big enough that it's like big honkin' ring when I want big honkin' ring, like going to Provincetown or, going to the club or something. But I also want something that I can like stash away when I want to look a little like more clean and put together, which of course these things don't fucking help that, but I can find ways around that. And then have like the thin little things when I'm feeling a little like okay, like I don't know whatever the fuck that was, but yeah, those are kind of my ideas. But anyway, that's what happened on Wednesday. Around lunchtime, I went over and got that done. It was actually kind of funny because like this was a stretch from 10 gauge to 8 gauge, and from 12 to 10 is a relatively small stretch. It's relatively easy. And when I had that done, it went right in, no problem. From 10 to 8, that's a little bit of a bigger jump. It's not, the same additional thickness as it is from 12 to 10 as it is, for 10 to 8. So it had the possibility of being a little tougher, a little more tight, a little more painful potentially. And the piercer had me come in and like lay down. They had me like lay back and they're like really breathe for me. I'm going to go real slow with the taper. Your jewelry is attached to the other end, so we're going to be trying to insert that. I'll stop if I feel too much resistance. Let me know if you feel any kind of burning sensation or like pain. And I was like, yep, cool. Totally ready for that and everything like that. Slides it in and just pops right in. Literally just like, oh, wow, okay, so probably didn't even need the taper. It's like, yeah, it's not a surprise, I guess. It literally just went right in. But anyway, that was like the good thing that happened on Wednesday. Things started going crazy after that. I had a lot of really good meetings. We had a couple of good meetings to talk about stuff that's coming up, stuff that I've got going. And that was all good. But then the big thing I had yesterday, I stayed late. Yesterday, I was working late till around 6:30. The big reason was because I have been drafted along with some of my other research and learning division colleagues to teach some English first year writing courses. Now these are kind of these are literally writing 101, like this is English 101 kind of stuff. It's a mandatory course for the university, and it's really important at that point, this is introductory college writing, that the library is involved in almost every step of that process. So that we talk to them about like how to evaluate sources and how to start research and all these particular skills that they need to use throughout the entirety of their time at the university. It's not my department. It's not my thing. It's not what I'm usually meant to do. My focus is music and then my other 3 departments, but I do not cover the English department. But for first year writing, because it is such a mandatory course, every freshman has to do it unless they test out. And the way the university has it set up, no class is larger than 15. So, which is great. I like that, but it means there's a lot of sections. There's a lot of classes to teach. So I got drafted into helping. There were a couple of others that did too. Sounds like this might be a regular thing. I'm not thrilled about it, but fine, okay. More importantly, I didn't have to develop the lesson for this. I didn't have to come up with it, create it from scratch or anything like that. I already have a curriculum. I already have the teaching materials. All I need to do is actually run the lesson. Okay, sure, no problem. I looked to sign up, but when it came to actually have us all sign up for the extra sessions that the team that generally handles created the lesson, when it came time for them to let us sign up for the ones that are left, I was like, let me take a little bit of time. I want to figure things out before I say yes. And that little bit of time was too much time. So I ended up just taking whatever was left, which in this case was a Wednesday evening, 4:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. to 5:45 p.m. lesson. And then a Monday, which is this next Monday, 8 a.m. lesson, which will suck. Um, so yeah, okay, great, whatever, it's fine. But important thing is that yesterday the session started at 4:30 and ended around 6. Okay, so already starting when some people have already gone home. That's important for later. Pin in that. Um, I get to the classroom. I have a little bit of time. I'm putting some things together. I'm grabbing all the materials from the office in the admin suite that all these things are held in. Again, I did not create this lesson, so I don't know it in and out like the back of my hand. I know the concepts, but I don't know the exact delivery. I don't know the exact materials that I'm teaching. I'm kind of going based off of reading it over and over again, and like I have a little outline to go from. Um, all that to say, it's kind of important that things just go well. But Murphy's Law kicks the fuck in, and my computer, for some reason, despite working in that room before and despite working with that projector before, decides that it doesn't want to display to the projector. Now, the online presentation that we have is an interactive one. I need to have it up. Like, I need to be looking at what they're doing with it, and I need to be teaching from the slides. And so now I'm suddenly dealing with my computer's not working. I don't know what to do. The IT office is closed. They aren't going to come and help me. Shit. It was a nightmare scenario in almost every possible way. And it took 15 minutes for me to figure out exactly what to do. Um, I've never had a computer do this before, but it just refused to display to an external monitor, in this case, projector, until I applied the Windows update and restarted it. That's what did it. It wasn't even just restarting it. It was I needed to install the updates and then start it. And this is not the first time this term. It's really the third time this term that I have tried to teach a class and had technical issues with my computer displaying. This is a brand new computer, by the way. We got it in July. And I'm like struggling with this on a regular basis. And it's only my machine that has these particular problems. It's not like everyone else's. It seems to only be mine. And I don't know if it's like my model or if it's mine specifically, but I've raised it multiple times with IT now, and they keep telling me like nothing seems to be wrong. And I'm like, yeah, I know it's a software issue. Like I can diagnose a certain amount by myself, but like I've never had this particular problem before. Is anyone else having this problem? And like, I don't know, I'm having trouble replicating it anywhere else with the same model that other people seem to have, right? So yeah, luckily I have the URL. It was a relatively easy one to just like quickly write on the board. And I'm like, all right, everybody, go here. I want you to do these couple of things that you're going to do quietly on your own while I troubleshoot this. And like I said, after about 15 minutes, I finally, and the majority of that 15 minutes was me just waiting for the update to finish. And I was teaching the lesson completely without any materials on the board, just kind of going as best I could. I even connected my the presentation on my phone. Like I connected that to the projector and that worked fine. And I had it running off of that for a little while. But yeah, that kind of put me on the back foot for the rest of the session. And I felt like I was struggling to keep up and running out of time, and my timing was off. And this was the first time I ran it. So the timing being off is not a surprise, but still distressing. And on top of that, I'm like, I lost time at the beginning. How do I put this back together and like get all these things together? But the students were getting it. They understood everything that I was giving them. They handled all of the activities extremely well. It seemed like they were really absorbing everything that they got. You know, I had them, even though it was like 4:30 to 6, right? They were all tired. They wanted to go home. They were done. I was tired. I wanted to go home. I wanted to be done. But despite and they were very loud and chatty with each other when I gave them space to do that. They were very loud amongst themselves to the point where in most cases I probably would have kind of been like, hey, settle down. If we're done with the work, let's move on. You know, I gave you 5 minutes, but if you only took 3, we need to move on then. Because if we're starting to talk about our social lives, we're not focusing on the lesson at hand. But again, late at night, like everyone was tired. I'm like, just let them burn it off. It's fine. I'll give them the full 5 minutes. But even then, like I would call them back in. They would turn their attention back. They kept their memory, their retention perfectly fine. They were answering my questions and doing a really good job with a lot of the prompts, thinking through a lot of things. And it seemed pretty clear to me that by the end, like they were getting it, you know, they were making it work. And so, yeah, I feel pretty good about that nonetheless. I'm like, I was put on the back foot. I had a bunch of technical issues and I still did the lesson and I did it well because I am what a fucking good librarian. So hell yeah. But yeah, that kind of sucked yesterday. And then I came home and I just like crashed in bed for a while and then got my night started real late. So I didn't get to bed until pretty late. Woke up late this morning, got to work late this morning, saw 2 Cybertrucks on the way in, so that was a bad portent. Yeah, today was just kind of a dull slog of a thing. Got a lot of stuff done, but feel like I'm still behind on a bunch of stuff I shouldn't be behind on. I don't know. That's just the world at this point, right? I ended up leaving late on top of that. So tomorrow I am sleeping until the moment I need to log on. I am literally setting my alarm for 8:30 a.m. and I am going to stay in bed until 8:30 a.m. when I will roll out of bed, turn my computer on, and go to work at that point, you know? Until that moment, I am in bed sleeping, damn it. I need it so badly. And I don't know if I'm going to get it, but I'm going to try, damn it. Ugh, so tired. Probably one thing that'll help me right now is eating. Bold, I know, but there we go. Let me just double check my volume. I don't want it to blast me out of the sky here. There we go. I did do a teeny bit of stuff in the bathroom. I think I mentioned that, like, I put some artwork up. Makes the room feel so lovely. So happy already. I think my bathroom is becoming my favorite room in the house, and that's a problem because it's the bathroom, not my bedroom. You know, this should be my favorite room. Baked apples. Ooh, I haven't had one of those in a really long time. A baked apple with like some caramel sauce. Ugh, I could do that. All right, we're about to open up whatever this thing is. Red salamander.
The red salamander! I found the hideout! I'm sure Ricketti's there. At last, it's payback time.
Wait. Bust on in. Or not. Oh. Okay. Damn it. Hey! Good at this. I have a feeling we might finish this tonight. I'm not sure, but I don't know. It's a feeling. It's the guy. There's a gun on the table. Go for it. Ah, okay. I was like, are we walking or slow motion? Got it.
Stop!
Not
You're supposed to.
life.
Okay.
Crap.
All right, continue the chase back on foot. Go, 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 go. Go, go in the go-go boots. come back and we just got like instant action here. Oh, hey, it's the boat. Vault over. Oh no, Abu Simbel. Okay. Oh, we actually shot the guy. Okay. Go-go gadget, go-go boots. I like how we're calmly walking into Abu Simbel, looking for a professional killer. With normal.
Richetti, give it up. You're trapped. He is injured. He won't get far.
He is injured. He won't get far. Are we gonna have a confrontation like in the main chamber? Why don't we have the gun out? I feel like we should have the gun. This man murdered people. And he's an arms dealer. Or at least works for an organization that is an arms dealer. Maybe we should not be confronting him without an actual weapon. Flashlight does not count. Guy's gonna get toppled over the edge, isn't he? He's gonna run up to the top of the thing. Something tomb of... This is your tomb and Pharaoh and the Pharaoh and tomb, dead tomb. Ah.
Over for you. You've killed all you're going to kill.
I didn't kill that servant, and I didn't kill that stupid rich bitch. Why would I? I barely knew them.
Cut the crap. I know you're the spider. And Emmy Duns. Maybe you barely knew her too? You just killed her for the thrill of it?
Duns? Name doesn't ring a bell?
August 3rd, 1974 in London. You shot her in the street because she had enough evidence to close down AWL.
Ah. The Chinese restaurant here. Is that what this is all about?
He's very casual for bleeding
around
out.
Too much for some friends of mine to let her continue. A friend of yours?
She was much more than that, you bastard.
Listen to me.
Ooh.
It was a simple contract. Nothing personal.
Who at the Spire ordered the murder?
All I can tell you is that Kapoor alerted us that your girlfriend was threatening the organization.
I know. I'm like, wow, I didn't think they would confirm that. Go for it.
They didn't sign a purchase order.
In that case, what? Am I going to have to settle for you? That suits me fine. At least I'll have avenged Emmy.
Do what you think is necessary. I can't stop you now. But know that I'm sorry for your friend. It was just business. It wasn't personal.
Get up.
I can't do it alone.
I don't want to, but fine. I want this man behind bars, and I want the rest of his organization taken down. I don't want him dead. He's a source.
Ouch! Thank you.
Put the thumbs in him, though.
All right, let's go.
Did the sun come up? It was dark moments ago. Oh, well, there's the end of that chapter. The reason I think that we're close to the end is just because the death of the Nile part is kind of wrapping up soon, I think. Final act. Okay, yeah, no, I was right. Like,
Where's Rickety? He was right there. He's gone. I'm sorry, Mr. Poirot.
Of course. Miss Royce, good luck.
and while
What
she's
is going
gone,
on? Another murder?
Oui, monsieur. Another murder. And for the second time, Poirot has arrived too late. Focus, Poirot. Summarize what you know. First, Mademoiselle Bourget was slashed by a thin, extremely sharp object. Possibly a scalpel. Then we have a torn piece of currency found clutched in her hand. Next, we have a ribbon from a bundle of $10,000 notes found on the floor. Finally, there is a telegram intended for Monsieur Rickety among the victim's belongings.
still waiting to see
A
how these
telegram
do
that was
this.
very incriminating for him. These tell a story. Possibly more than one. Time to put the pieces together.
Wait. Immediately, the one on the table by the dartboard. There.
Too easy a hiding place for Poirot.
Then, behind Stuart Tarek. Right there.
Come to me, shiny mustache.
Shiny mustache. Alright. Now let's do some actual investigations.
Mr. Hayashi, what can you tell me about Mademoiselle Bourget's death?
Let me see. I spent the afternoon playing billiards with Tim. Miss Bourget was reading in a corner of the saloon. When you summoned Tim, I went out with him to find someone else to play. Miss Bourget was perfectly fine when we left her.
And then?
Outside, I saw the steward, Tarek, on the deck. I asked him if he could play, but he was on duty. I kind of expected that. Then I saw Mr. Rickety on the bow. I went over and asked him if he was up for a game. We chatted for 10 minutes or so. He finally agreed to play. We went back to the saloon together and that's when we found Miss Bourget dead.
DED dead.
Tell me, Tarek, what were you doing at the time of Miss Bourget's death?
I was on the deck near the gangway. The captain had asked me to stand guard.
And you didn't see anything unusual or unexpected?
Not really. I saw Mr. Hayashi and Mr. Allerton leave the saloon together. Mr. Hayashi called out to me to ask if I wanted to play billiards, but I declined. After all, I was on duty, no time for games.
I was gonna say, he is the only one. You know, the gun was dropped, and that was the last anybody saw of it. And then he says that he went back and couldn't find it. He's the only one that can say that. So, oh no.
A ribbon for bundling stacks of notes. There must have been $10,000 here at least, but the money is missing.
Well, not all the money.
A torn piece of a $100 note in her hand.
Wait, I'm gonna be pedantic. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So this bill is from the future. This is really done. Like I said, I'm being pedantic. That signature on there from the Secretary of the Treasury is Michael F. Brady, the secretary under George H.W. Bush, which makes sense when you see right next to the signature is what remains of Series 1990, meaning that this bill was printed in the year 1990. Now, that being said, it is 1975, so that's surprising, isn't it? I'm being a piece of shit. That's a little mean. I don't need to be that mean. No one's really going to care about that.
A thin weapon, very sharp, has slit the throat. Possibly a scalpel.
Are they all in the 90s right now, or like 2000s doing cosplay of the 1970s? Like that's what they're doing? Ooh, I have more to discover apparently. Hold on. Ah. That looks like gibberish.
This is where I found Mr. Ricchetti's encrypted telegram.
Oh, maybe not. Hold on. The stuff on the right looks like it's just backwards. Stuff on the left. Montgomery's devotion is imbued with sense of romanticism and nostalgia. I wonder what this is. The entire thing is just a play, right? Montgomery's devotion is sense of romanticism and nostalgia. Got nothing from a text search. Evoking the spirit of clever Hollywood, while love in the moonlight may tread something. The film's lush cinematography. Oh, Montgomery's direction is imbued. Okay. Looks like a film review. And what's on the other side is just a repeat, but backwards. Not getting it though. Yeah, I think it might have just been random text that they put together for the thing. No real reason to. I'm just, again, just being dumb. Yeah, that's it. That's it. There we go. Okay, I don't think there's anything else here, so let's do some connections. To Guido Richetti, and it was compromising. It's stolen?
Well done, that's correct.
She took the telegram. Okay. Holding a piece of $100 bill in her hand, and there's a $10,000 bundle strap. Single bill, murder snatch a bundle of cash.
Well done, that's correct.
Okay. Bundle of cash, she'd stolen an incriminating telegram. That leads us to believe Louise Bourget was blackmailing.
Absolutely.
Okay. Murdered with a scalpel. That'd be Elizabeth Bowers or Carl Bessner, most likely.
That's logical. A doctor's kit would undoubtedly contain a scalpel. Possibly more than one. And in fact, this was confirmed by Miss Royce, who searched his cabin. I'll need to question him. Another victory for Poirot, of course.
Okay. Pretty straightforward. Okay. Found dead is right at the end. Okay. Hayashi and Allerton leave. Spoke to Tarek, who's on the key. Goes to see Riquetti. Finishes talking. That's here. So, still here?
No.
Nope. Okay.
I don't think so.
What? He goes to see Riquetti. She's talking to Riquetti.
I don't think so.
No. Okay. Okay.
That's logical.
I mean, her death could be anywhere in there. That's a big
Naturally.
timeline, but okay, whatever. Hayashi, Tarek, Riquetti couldn't have killed Louise Boucher. Okay. Oh, fine. Wanted to blackmail, but he didn't kill
That's
her.
it.
That one feels a little... What? We can solve it? What?
It's at times like this when I miss my good friend Hastings.
Hastings mentioned!
Miss Royce would be a good choice, but alas, she pursues her own destiny just now. You will have to do.
What? What do you mean?
Your job is to listen. Follow my reasoning closely if you can. I know that Louis Bourget wanted to blackmail Mr. Riquetti with his telegram. But I also know that you, Tarek, and Mr. Riquetti have alibis. None of you could have killed Mademoiselle Bourget. Yet, there was certainly a tidy sum paid for blackmail. Where could that money be now?
We can deduce that Bourget was blackmailing someone else.
Very well. Let me think. Well, it seems obvious then that Louise was blackmailing someone else.
Excellent. Indeed. Louis Bourget must have been blackmailing both Riquetti and another person on his boat, connected to another case. Which one?
The murder of Lynette Doyle.
The murder of Mrs. Doyle?
Exactly. The victim of the blackmail could have simply paid. But if their secret were ever revealed, they'd risk the death penalty. They couldn't take that chance. But what had Louise Bourget discovered?
The identity of the murder.
Louise had discovered the identity of the murderer.
Precisely.
Can't blackmail somebody unless you know who they are.
Louise knew who murdered Mrs. Doyle. She wanted to blackmail that person instead of telling me. Instead of getting paid by the killer, she paid with her life.
But what about Riquetti?
I'm afraid Miss Bourget
Hello,
saw
welcome.
the rewards of blackmail, but not the danger. She must have planned to blackmail Riquetti as well.
Ironically, the contract killer is not the one
But she
who
was
ended up killing
killed
her.
before she could.
Of course. You're right, Monsieur Poirot. It's brilliant.
Yes, I know.
Yes, I know.
Clearly, the deaths of Mrs. Doyle and Miss Bourget are connected. It's possible that the same person murdered both women. Investigating Mrs. Doyle's death will surely lead me to Miss Bourget's killer. Mr. Tarek, could you move the body to the cold storage in the hold?
Do what? Yes, sir. Forgive me. The usual request I expect to receive is more like, may I have another glass of wine?
It's time for me to speak with Dr. Bessner.
3 stream streak? Oh, three stream streak. Ooh, say that 10 times fast. That's tough, actually.
Dr. Bessner, sorry to disturb
No
you.
worries, that's okay.
Mr. Doyle.
It's delightful you're here regardless, and happy
Leg is in
belated.
pain, but Bessner has some marvelous little pills in that bag of his that help.
His condition has worsened. He has a fever. We really need to get him to the Aswan hospital as soon as possible.
Yes, it won't be long now. We're waiting for Miss Royce to return before we leave. In the meantime, could you show me your scalpels, please? I want to see if you might be missing one.
Missing one? I assure you I take great care of my instruments.
Louise Bourget was found with her throat slashed by a small, thin, sharp weapon. Probably a scalpel.
Do you think Carl Bessner, who is so well known all over Austria,
You're
my
Austrian?
clinics, my highly born patients, I have killed a miserable little femme de chambre? But it is ridiculous.
You're Austrian?
Absurd what you say. None of my knives are missing. Not one, I tell you.
You don't
They're
sound
all
Austrian.
here, correct in their places. You can see for yourself.
Apparently he's Austrian. This is news to me.
A stethoscope is nothing unusual in a doctor's
I know,
bag.
he's quite confident saying that everything's there without actually looking.
A blood pressure monitor is a necessary...
No one could possibly be stealing from him.
Nothing unusual about it.
What's this? The case with the scalpels and oh, look at that! There's one missing. Who could have possibly foreseen this?
As expected, a scalpel...
I like how
is-
that last one on the end there is just an X-Acto knife.
Dr. Bessner, you are missing a scalpel.
Was? This insult to my profession I will not forget.
Why do you... I'm... Okay. Someone stole from you and committed murder with a weapon,
You've
of
put the
course.
old
Like,
boys back up.
Ah, there you are, Monsieur Poirot. It is most important. I have vital information. Mr. Doyle, I know who killed your wife.
What?
My theories are completely vindicated. The deep, primeval, primordial urges. It may appear impossible, fantastic, but it is the truth.
Do I understand that you have evidence in your possession to show who killed Mrs. Doyle?
Certainly I have. You will agree, will you not, that whoever killed Louise Bourget also killed Lynette Doyle? That the two crimes were committed by one and the same hand?
You mean you have a theory as to who killed Louise Bourget?
No, I have exact knowledge. I saw the person with my own eyes.
For God's sake, start at the beginning. You know the person who killed Louise Bourget, you say?
I will tell you exactly what occurred. I went to the rooftop bar to get, something to help me sleep. I did not wish my daughter to know of it. She tends to disapprove. As I was saying, I was on the terrace when I saw... I didn't think anything of it, of course. But when I learned that Louise had died in the saloon, I understood everything.
Maybe you understood, but I can't understand anything. Calm down. Start over from the beginning. In detail.
Yes, yes. As I was at the top of the terrace stairs, about to go down, I saw the murderer. It was...
well, that's gone well. I was gonna say, someone's mom problems aren't much of a problem, are we? The light outside. 19 out of 3 out of 8. Oh wow, he can run.
Hell was that?
Was that a gunshot? What's going on?
Well, there's the gun.
Good heavens, Poirot. What's going on?
Did you see anyone run past just now?
No.
Don't move from here.
Three murders. Things are getting serious.
The murderer has vanished. Again.
Another murder? Who was it this time?
I'm sorry.
My God. Mother!
Well, this is lovely. We're doing real well here so far, aren't we? Well, here's the golden mustache.
I think
Woo!
that I almost missed it.
We found the mustache. Woo! The next one isn't until another cutscene, so let's do some detection.
What did you see?
Nothing. I was looking at the Nile on the other side of the starboard deck. I heard a gunshot and rushed over. Probably not the smartest move.
Did you run into anyone?
No, no one. Why I was running towards someone firing a gun, I'll never know.
If the instinct overcomes you again, I would resist it. And you, Mrs. Allerton?
I was reading in my cabin. I heard the noise and peeped outside. I wish I could help, but I saw no one.
Thank you, madame.
Okay. I also just realized that we can complete some more of these character profiles, so give me a second. Like, his secret is that he is a... Sure, that's... I mean, yes, but... True profession? Former opera singer, film critic, remember some secret blackmailer, attempted murder. He calls himself an archaeologist, unless Agent of the Spire is correct. Oh. Okay. We know this, come on. Give this to me. Oh, okay. Apparently his profession is hitman. Which is indeed on there. Okay. He is secretly a blackmailer. Boop. Oops. That's one. We know any others. Still don't know Carl Bessner. These do not have it, so we just need Carl Bessner, the doctor, Rosalie Otterborn, the student, Jacqueline de Beaufort, and Simon Doyle. Rosalie Otterborn, what could her secret be? Murder, blackmail, cover summer secret? Ah, yeah, because she covers for her mother. There we go, never mind. We just need Carl Bessner and the Jacqueline de Beaufort and Simon Doyle. Real close.
Did you see anything?
No. I was in your cabin with Rosalie, as you had requested. We were talking when we heard the gunshot. Rosalie went white as a ghost and rushed outside. I followed her.
I heard the shot, shouting, and went out. But I didn't see anyone either.
It's horrible. Poor Rosalie.
Yes, this cruise feels less upon the Nile and more upon the river Styx.
I feel like there are other rivers in the underworld that would be a better fit than the river Styx, but okay.
The barrel is still warm. It's definitely the murder weapon. I've seen this pistol somewhere before.
This was in the bin of the accountant or lawyer or whatever the fuck he is, manager.
Did you witness anything that may help?
You may not believe me, but after your outrageous accusations, I went to calm down on deck. I was at the stern, alone, when I heard the gunshot. I couldn't see anything from where I was. These ladies then arrived.
Yes, we heard the shot. We came to see what was happening, and now there's another dead body. I have to get off this boat.
Calm down, Cousin Marie, please. We were together, coming up from the lower deck. We didn't see anything at all.
Okay, let's do some investigation work.
Miss Otterborn, I share your sorrow. I will need to examine the crime scene. Perhaps some fresh air would do you good?
This might be a good time for somebody who might have the hots on her to come and, you know, just comfort her a little bit. I love how Simon Doyle is just like laying in his room at this point. It's like, my leg can't let me move.
A bullet to the head. Behind the left ear, a large caliber. She died instantly. Another life gone on this cursed boat.
What a horror! You were close to the door, and you really didn't see anything?
No, not even a shadow.
Poirot, I beg you, do something.
Another murder. The killer laughs at Poirot. It is a nightmare.
So that was that it? Yep, apparently that was it. All right. Couldn't have seen. Caught Salome Otterborn behind the left ear. Where was the murderer when he shot Salome? Here.
Yes.
I mean, that's where the gun was, too.
Behind Mrs. Otterborn's left ear, the killer must have been to her left.
Wouldn't have been able to flee that way, had to have fled that way, because we didn't see them.
The killer must have fled towards the front of the boat. Otherwise...
I like how even the, like, stick figure thing here has bell bottoms.
Who is the world's greatest detective?
Hypothesis for the murderer's escape to the front of the boat, back of the boat, hide in a cabin, run to the front of the boat, then turn around to bump in Poirot, jump in the water, climb and escape via lower deck. So could not have run to the back of the boat, could go to the front, could go to a cabin. There are 4 hypotheses. Didn't hear a splash, so lower deck and turn around.
The human animal never fails to surprise me. Other animals will run when they hear a shot. With humans, you can never depend on them being so rational. The killer had few ways to escape. I can rule out the possibility that they jumped into the water. Everyone would have heard the splash. I can also rule out the suspects who are at the stern. It's clear the killer fled towards the bow. Therefore, the killer is now either on the upper deck among the present passengers, or they jumped to the lower deck and are hiding there. Who else could have succeeded?
I mean, that's not terribly conclusive, but okay. The motive. She knew the identity of Louise Bourget's murder.
She was about to reveal who she saw enter the saloon to kill Louise. It's certainly the same person who silenced her before she could speak. Precisely. Is that applause I hear?
Okay, memories of the murder weapon. There, yeah. In the accountant manager man's...
Voice told me she saw this pistol
Pennington,
in Mr.
that's it.
Pennington's cabin. I'll need to question him once I'm done here. He should still be in the lounge. My little gray cells did not let me down.
Killed with Andrew Pennington's pistol. Murder still on the upper deck. Fled toward the bow. I mean, killed to keep the feeling. Andrew Pennington is the suspect. That's all we can deduce. Not more than that.
Please, let me through. I was informed of what happened. It's terrible. My sincere condolences, miss.
Thank you, Captain.
This situation is completely beyond me. What can I do to help, Mr. Poirot?
We need to place Mrs. Otterbourne's body in the cold storage with the others. But, most importantly, we must ensure the safety of the other passengers.
I'll see to Mrs. Otterbourne immediately. Tarek, Samir, come help me.
Thank you, Captain. Then please stay on the alert.
Don't you worry. My crew and I will be vigilant.
Okay. That, I'm guessing, is the cutscene that we needed to wait for before we could... I think we have to check out the ice bucket between the sun loungers. It's number 4 out of 5. Ice bucket. There it is. Boop.
Another moustache to cherish.
And in the cocktail, there are some things. Book it. Let's go.
There's Mr. Pennington.
That's nice. We don't need to talk to him yet. We're just looking. There's one. Okay.
Come to
Yellow
Poirot,
chair near
my little
Jacqueline.
wonder.
Coffee table. Golden vinyls on the coffee table. Not any of those coffee tables. It's a little hot near the door. There's that one. Okay.
When I think that I almost missed it.
Ah. There's a little side coffee table. This little thing. That's the golden vinyl. There we go.
One more record for my collection.
And that is the end of that. There's 2 more that we do after. Well, maybe we can get to it now. I don't know. Where are you? Cocktail bar. Head around to the front of the ship. Floor down. Can I go down? Can you let me? Yep. All right. Let's wrap these up then. Front of the ship. Front. Right at the front, hanging up. Right there. I see it. Boop.
Aha.
And then finally, starboard side near the railing, outside the entrance to the saloon. Nope. Okay. Someone just turned those off by accident. Me turned those back on. Someone must have accidentally hit it. Smart lights. They're smart to an extent.
That I almost missed it.
Okay, I think that's everything. I want to know where he's keeping all of these, you know? Like, where do they get stashed at the end of, like, is he just like a suitcase full of golden mustache statues and golden LPs that probably don't sound great? All right.
How is Mr. Doyle?
The fever has worsened, but I've just given him an antibiotic, and Miss Bowers is watching over him. There's nothing more we can do for now.
checking Pennington's cabin, I guess, is kind of important, but I guess not. Never mind. I lied. So we know we need to talk to Andrew Pennington. What else do we need to do? Search something. Go talk to Andrew Pennington, see what happens.
Mr. Pennington, didn't you hear a gunshot?
I've been thinking about it, yes. I may have. Someone was shot?
Mrs. Otterborn. She's dead.
Mrs. Otterborn? Who on earth would want to shoot that harmless old lady?
Someone who brought a gun aboard. It's your pistol that killed Mrs. Otterborn.
My pistol? Really? Is that an accusation? I haven't moved since the last time we spoke. And anyway, everyone knew I kept a gun in my cabin. I mentioned it at dinner.
It's
typical
true.
American.
He showed his gun to Mr. Hayashi last night at the restaurant. Everyone saw it and could have stolen it from his cabin, especially since it wasn't particularly well hidden.
Besides,
waving it around.
I want to kill her.
There is an obvious motive, monsieur. Mrs. Otterborn was killed because she knew who murdered Miss Bourget. She had to die just as she was about to reveal their identity.
So you really think I'm the killer?
No.
I admit, it would be a pleasure to solve this mystery by accusing you.
Otherwise known as fuck you.
You're not the murderer.
That's because of Richard Ferguson. Yeah, he didn't see anybody.
Mr. Ferguson was at the end of the deck, near the lounge. Either he saw no one,
if you will forgive me for being personal,
he's our
I
murderer,
don't like your
which logically means it's not you.
That's honestly what it felt
And
like.
if he's telling the truth,
Not as cunty.
proves you didn't leave the lounge. Either way, his testimony clears you.
At last, some sanity. Since you're not the police, would you kindly let me have my pistol back?
I suggest you take better care of it.
Yeah, maybe not leave it
Be so
loaded
pleased
and
with yourself, monsieur.
left in an unlocked.
You and I are not
Cabinet.
done yet.
I would appreciate it if you could move your finger away from the trigger, please. That's not a... We didn't complete it. We just still don't know who did it.
I exhausted all the possible leads I had regarding Mrs. Otterborn's murder. It's obviously connected to Lynette Doyle. But how? I must return to her death. Solving that will lead me to whomever turned this cruise into a nightmare.
New mystery, the death of Lynette Doyle. It's brand new. We haven't dealt with this before.
These tragedies, I have not had a single moment to reflect calmly. I must revisit details, and I know of a good place to start. Tim Allerton gave me a piece of information that seemed trivial to him, but awakened my little gray cells. But before I could investigate, we were interrupted by the death of Miss Bourget.
That there was a second splash. Yeah. That's the only thing that doesn't match up with something we know.
Ah, yes. Mr. Allerton told me he heard a splash at 12:26 a.m. near the bow. However, Miss Otterborn admitted to throwing her mother's bottles overboard at 1:10 a.m. near the stern. 2 splashes, 2 objects thrown into the water last night. I need to find out what the first one was.
We need that clam rake. There's only an interact area on the starboard side,
No.
the port side. Nope.
This isn't where Tim heard the splash.
Oh, okay.
It was on the starboard side, near the bow.
Okay, that's what I thought, but you aren't letting me look at anything here. I mean, still looking. I guess this is the spot. Fair enough.
Perfect. From here, I should be able to dredge up whatever.
I'm sure he's gonna love that. The man who never likes running and.
Here you go, sir. I've brought what's needed to dredge the bottom, as you requested.
Thank you very much. Let's get to work.
Yep, that makes more sense.
We
He's gonna
waste any time.
I'll
guide you.
I'm not doing it. You can do it. All right. Let's try this. Wait, nope. I can fix this. Oh, I can't. Shit. Fucking nailed it anyway.
A successful catch indeed. Let's see what treasures you found for us.
Ooh, sardine tin.
He must have been down there for years.
Shoe.
One shoe, falling to pieces. It serves some foot well. A Morse code bracelet.
Hold on. That's from the last game, which was incidentally the stuff from the extra case on top of the case that was not great. So, but Easter egg.
A plastic bottle, thoughtfully tossed overboard by a tourist, no doubt.
No doubt.
These colors. I've seen this scarf somewhere before. It has a hole with burn marks on the edges.
Oh.
This handkerchief is quite ordinary, not expensive. It's stained red. Blood? No. After a night at the bottom of the Nile, the color should have faded. But the stain is still bright red, as if it were just made. It looks more like red ink.
Aha.
There you are, the infamous revolver of Mr. Belfort, and the presumed murder weapon.
Interesting.
3 bullets are missing.
3.
3?
Interesting. Only 2 shots should have been fired, not 3. 1 for the murder and 1 into Simon Doyle's leg.
At 12:26 a.m.
Well, yeah, no shit.
A torn scarf?
I know it was thrown. Yeah, the thing in your hand.
And Mr. Belfort's revolver with 3 missing bullets. The pieces of the puzzle are coming together.
So, do you know who the killer is, Mr. Poirot?
Almost, Samir. Thanks to this fruitful catch, I can now draw some new conclusions.
It's true, he is assuming that it was a full revolver.
Been laughing at Poirot, but
That was
laughter
a fair point.
dies swiftly in a hangman's noose.
So now we need... We have a bunch of workshops to do now. Ce n'est pas une pipe. Une pipe. Okay, scarf analysis, I guess we'll start with. It's Maria Van Skyler's.
This
The scarf that went missing, in fact.
Fanchula. It disappeared from the lounge the night before Mrs. Doyle's murder.
Hole in the scarf? Close range shot with... That makes sense. The burn marks, you know, it can't be a distant shot because if it just pierced through, it would be a clean hole. But damage in the water doesn't make sense. Caused by blade doesn't make sense because it's the burn marks. Burn marks here too as well, so it had to be close range.
Given the size of the hole and the burn marks around it, it is clear someone fired a small caliber bullet at this scarf at close range.
But why?
Is that applause I hear?
Alright, 3 gunshots. People who were shot at. We know Simon Doyle and Lynette Doyle. That's it.
According to witness testimonies and my analysis of the crime scene, there were only 2 shots that night. The one fired by Miss de Belfort, which wounded Simon Doyle, and the one that killed Lynette Doyle.
But there was a third, if we're to believe that there were full bullets before. Analysis of the stains on the handkerchief. No, it wasn't wine. Nail polish could do it.
When I inspected Mrs. Doyle's cabin,
There was
I
the
remember
pink
seeing
nail
a nail
polish that
polish bottle
says
labeled-
pink but was red.
Yet the liquid inside was clearly red. The contents of that bottle deserves a closer look. Who else could have succeeded?
Alright, 3 shots were fired. Only 2 shots were heard. Third shot was fired, but no one heard it.
Mission accomplished.
But then how did no one hear it? Someone fired into the scarf. No, silencer. Muffle the sound of the gunshot. There we go. Someone didn't want us to know that it had been fired a
Now
third
have
time.
all the facts I need to reconstruct the events of the night Lynette Doyle was murdered.
Which we will do after we go look at the little thing. Which is... I don't remember which cabin was hers. It's Riquetti. Ferguson. D, I guess? Roger, Robson, empty again? Is she upstairs? For some reason I thought she was downstairs. Maybe that's why I was confused. Hayashi, Allerton, Doyle, Doyle.
The atmosphere in Madame Doyle's stateroom is thick with tragedy. was correct. This doesn't smell like nail polish at all.
Uh-huh.
It's red ink.
Red ink. Okay. So we have the final piece. The death of Lynette Doyle.
And with the help of my little guy cells, I will solve the murder of Mrs. Doyle.
Alright, so this is where we start. Hayashi is outside. The medical team are in their beds. So is Lynette Doyle. So this starts with her crying. Oh, no. There we go. Crying and kicking the revolver. No? Wait, what? Oh. This is a handkerchief on his leg. And that's when Robson screams. And Hayashi goes to help. Now we have Lynette Doyle right there. Miss Van Schuyler's room, and Miss Bowers is here in her room. Dr. Bessner is also in his room. They haven't been woken up yet. Okay. Next. To revenge. I know, right? Alright, suffers. I like that. Just suffers. Retrieve the revolver, that's not a thing. Ejecting to Belfort's room. She's crying on the bed now. They've moved her here. No? Okay, it keeps doing that because I'm putting her alone, but that's not right. Trying to remember if it was Cornelia Robson who's observing or if it was Hayashi that's observing. Who went to go help? Cornelia Robson woke up Elizabeth Bowers at 12:23. Okay, so no, I think she actually left. Bessner's here. No, not Bessner. I know people, it's fine. And that's when Robson... Okay, so no. Alright, so she is here. Start. My mistake. What? Robson helped calm Jacqueline de Villefort and left her cabin. I'm confused. Is that not what was going on right now? Retrieve the revolver, that's not a thing. No one went upstairs or downstairs. Huh. Dr. Bessner is still here. Elizabeth Bowers is still here. Louise Bourget. Climbs the stairs. Still confused why private bed observes these. Those are the only three options at this juncture. There are no other things for them to do. Oh, wait, right. This is the hole in the story. He's retrieving the revolver. He didn't actually shoot himself. That's what this is all about. But why is this still fucked up over here? Why? Okay, maybe it is actually Hayashi's here. And Robson is here. Yeah, there we go. No? What is wrong? Oh wait, no, it's right. It says it's right. Why does it still say the big X? Robson helped calm Jacqueline de Belfort and left her cabin. What? So, okay. Jacqueline de Belfort is still crying. She's still here. Cornelia Robson is now waking up Miss Bowers. Oops. There we go. And now the moment of truth. Sees someone leaving the lounge. Bourget herself. As the supposedly incapacitated husband runs towards his wife's cabin. And the doctor is still sleeping. Now, Jacqueline de Belfort is still on the bed. Elizabeth Bowers is examining her. This is where Cornelia Robson is watching, and Hayashi goes to wake the doctor, who is still sleeping in his room. Meanwhile, Simon Doyle is shooting his wife. What was Louise Bourget doing here? Is she going back down, or did she get Snoopy? Yeah, she went back down. That's all she needed. From this point, Lynette Doyle is dead. Dies. Dies. So, Mr. Man here comes screaming back in here, and he shoots himself in the knee with a scarf to hide the crime. That must have hurt like a bitch. Alright, still crying on the bed. De Belfort. That's where Elizabeth Bowers is observing. Cornelia Robson is watching. The doctor is being woken up regarding the bullet supposedly in Mr. Man's. Still crying on the bed. Still watching the crying on the bed. This is where Cornelia Robson moves toward the bow. And nope. Now she is following. They are stepping forward and finally, suffering on the couch, finally throws the revolver. Oh. That's not working. Maybe Hayashi is leading the doctor. There we go. And now we know how it actually happened.
Samir, would you be so kind?
Parlor scene. Parlor scene.
As quick as you can.
Everyone? Even Mr. Doyle? In his condition?
Yes. It is absolutely crucial that all the passengers are present. I'm counting on you.
Right away, Mr. Poirot.
Where's the blood from the gunshot wound in his shoulder? And it's...
Miss Royce, finally
Oh,
here
no,
you
there
are.
it is. Okay.
We were starting to worry.
Good evening, Captain. Is there somewhere secure where we can lock up Mr. Richetti?
Mr. Richetti? So he's the murderer? He was always so polite.
No, he's
I
a
haven't
murderer.
killed anyone on this stupid boat. Contact the authorities. She kidnapped me.
He's a professional hitman, extremely dangerous. He killed my partner.
I understand. I am very sorry. Let me
Partner?
think. You understand we've already got the ship's mechanic locked up. Well, I suppose the second storeroom in the hold should do.
Do you have a key?
Yes, of course. But this is supposed to be a pleasure boat, not a prison ship.
And they were roommates.
Then I brought him back to the boat. He's tied and locked up down below.
I see. Congratulations, mademoiselle. You are to be commended for your tenacity as well as your bravery.
Enough about me. What about you? Have you made progress on Louise's murder? Richetti claims it wasn't him.
For once, he is telling the truth. He may be a murderer, but he's not our murderer. The best proof is that there was another murder on the boat during your absence. Mrs. Otterborn is dead.
Oh no, that poor lady. Who did it?
I was just about to answer that question. Everyone should be gathered in the lounge. If you wouldn't mind heading there, I'll join you shortly.
All right, I'll go ahead.
This is going to be a really long cutscene, I'm pretty sure. I wonder what that's supposed to be. There's no reason to do anything else, just go to the lounge and...
Nobody's going through that door, sir. You can trust me.
Oh wait, is there something else to do?
I've gathered all the passengers, as you requested.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Nope, okay. Cutscene time! Buckle up, we got a ways to go.
Everyone is here. Even Mr. Doyle.
I hope you have a good reason for moving Mr. Doyle.
Shut your
He is in very
face.
bad shape, as I've mentioned more than once, mein Herr.
I'll be fine. I want to hear what Mr. Poirot has discovered about Lynette's murder.
Thank you, monsieur. Now then, when we first began our investigation, we had two hypotheses. The first was that the murder was not premeditated. The killer witnesses the scene between Mr. Belfort and Mr. Doyle, waits for everyone to leave the lounge, grabs the revolver that was under the chair, and shoots Lynette Doyle. The second hypothesis was that the murder had been meticulously premeditated. Correct, Miss Royce?
Correct. Very quickly, we were able to eliminate one of these two hypotheses.
And it was definitely premeditated.
The murder was very carefully planned and accurately timed, with all the details meticulously worked out beforehand.
Even to the drugging of my bottle of wine on the night in question. Let us explore the elements that support this hypothesis. Miss Robson had seen Mr. Belfort fire her revolver, had seen Simon Doyle collapse onto a chair, and had seen him clasp a handkerchief to his leg.
That's exactly what I saw.
What had Mr. Hayashi heard and seen? He heard a shot, and he found Doyle with a red-stained handkerchief pressed to his leg.
I can confirm that.
What had happened then? Mr. Doyle had been very insistent that Mr. Belfort should be got away, that she should not be left alone. After that, he suggested that Mr. Hayashi should get hold of the doctor. Accordingly, Miss Robson and Mr. Hayashi go out with Mr. Belfort, and for the next 5 minutes, they are busy on the port side of the deck. Miss Bowers, Dr. Bessner's, and Mr. Belfort's cabins are all on the port side.
So someone had 5 minutes alone to go and kill Mrs. Doyle.
But who?
Simon Doyle himself.
Simon Doyle.
It is foolish, that. Do you think a man with a fractured bone and a splint on his leg could go walking about the boat and killing people? I tell you, it was impossible for Simon Doyle to leave my cabin.
But yes, the thing seems impossible, but it's nonetheless true. During my investigation, I managed to retrieve Mr. Belfort's revolver, which had been thrown into the water. It was wrapped in a stained handkerchief. To an untrained eye, this stain could have been mistaken for blood. But Hercule Poirot's eyes are not untrained. The stain was in fact red ink contained in one of Mrs. Doyle's bottles of nail polish.
So when Miss Robson and Mr. Hayashi saw Mr. Belfort shoot Mr. Doyle, and he writhed so piteously in pain from his injury, it was all a show.
Which means that he wasn't injured.
It was all staged. Mr. Doyle used that handkerchief soaked in red ink to make it look like he was bleeding from a bullet in his leg. He managed to fool everyone.
But I carried him. I clearly saw that he was in real pain.
Absolutely correct. He was indeed injured when you carried him.
But you just said that...
Patience, if you please. We're getting to the boldest part of this plan. As I mentioned earlier, after Mr. Belfort fired her shot, Mr. Doyle insisted that Miss Robson and Mr. Hayashi remove her from the lounge. Now he is alone.
I know, the music is just so...
Simon Doyle needs.
It's a lot.
He picks up the pistol from under the sofa, runs like a hare silently along the starboard deck, enters his wife's cabin, creeps up to her as she lies asleep, shoots her through the head, puts the bottle that has contained the red ink away, and runs back. But what does he do next?
He shoots himself in the leg.
He sits back down in his chair and shoots himself in the leg. That is the moment when he's truly injured.
But what about the gunshot? We should have heard it, just like the first one. I even heard a splash in the water, which makes far less noise.
Well observed, my young friend. Mr. Doyle used an object to muffle the sound of the gunshot.
Marie Van Schuyler's scarf.
Remember, on the night of the murder, Miss Van Schuler had lost her scarf. In fact, it was Simon Doyle who stole it and hid it under a cushion, setting the stage for his crime.
Scoundrel! How dare you involve me in your nasty schemes?
We fished the scarf, the handkerchief, and Mr. Belfort's revolver from the Nile. As you can see, the scarf has a hole ringed with powder burns, caused by a bullet fired at close range. You, Dr. Bessner, examined...
I like how the scarf was perfectly folded,
that the wound showed
and the bullet hole is
signs of
directly in the
scorching.
center.
That is to say that the pistol had been placed close against the head before being fired.
So, that is exact.
Now, thanks to this scarf, we know that the gunshot was muffled. This also wasn't the shot that killed Lynette Doyle, because as we also now know that the burn marks on her skin means the gun's barrel was placed very close to her skin with nothing in between. It also could not have been the shot Mr. Belfort fired at Simon Doyle, as no one mentioned anything about it sounding muffled. Given these facts, the conclusion is quite clear. A third shot was fired that night. The third missing bullet from the revolver.
You make it sound so simple and logical.
Because it is, Monsieur Ferguson. Miss Van Schuler's scarf was used to muffle the sound of the gunshot when Mr. Doyle shot himself in the leg.
But that's not the end of the revolver's journey.
That's when he throws it out the window.
Mr. Doyle wrapped the revolver in the stained handkerchief, then put everything in the scarf and tossed the bundle out the window into the Nile.
And that's the splash I heard.
Exactly, Mr. Allerton. It required very precise timing, but Monsieur Doyle acted coldly and swiftly, just as he did when he murdered his wife.
Ooh. Everyone's just giving him stink face.
You certainly live up to your reputation, Mr. Poirot. Your theories are quite spectacular, but something is bothering me. If I am the villainous murderer who killed his wife, how do you explain the murders of Louise and Mrs. Otterbourne? What fantasies have you cooked up to explain how I could have managed those? And why?
Easy, you did.
According to your theory, I was well and truly injured and bedridden in the care of Dr. Bessner all day. In fact, you're my alibi. I was even in the same room as you when poor Mrs. Otterbourne was killed.
You're absolutely right, Mr. Doyle. I hope you didn't think I was done.
Don't interrupt.
Of those unfortunate women.
Poor unfortunate souls. He is connected. That's true. He is not responsible, though.
You couldn't have killed Miss Bourget and Mrs. Otterbourne, Mr. Doyle. But you're not entirely innocent of their deaths either. Remember when Louise came to testify? When I asked her if she had seen anything the previous night, she gave this curious answer. Naturally, if I had been unable to sleep, if I had mounted the stairs, then perhaps I might have seen this assassin, this monster, enter or leave Madame's cabin. Now, what exactly did that tell us?
She was trying to blackmail.
Miss
Which we've
Bourget
already established
lied
she was doing.
when she said she saw nothing. She had indeed seen the murderer, Mr. Doyle, enter Lynette's cabin. But instead of coming to me, she preferred to profit from her knowledge.
Spent too much
She
time around the
tried
Americans.
to blackmail Mr. Doyle. She sent her carefully worded message, and he responded, "You'll be quite all right. I'll look after you."
Secret codes now? Really? Ridiculous. And you're still not answering my question. How could I have killed Louise in the saloon when I could barely walk?
Because you're not the only one involved.
It's very simple.
This is unfortunately where I am completely spoiled for this ending. Like, I know
You
every
must
part
have
of this.
had an accomplice.
There's a second murderer on the boat. How many snakes are on this plane? More stank face.
An accomplice? Are you accusing me?
Why do you keep doing that? Oh my god. My guy, my man. Ugh, I've had it with these motherfucking murderers on this motherfucking boat. Oh, okay. I'm like, how do I scroll here? Because I... Guess who? Guess who? Hi. Revenge. I mean, let's be honest. If, in order for this to work in the first place, she would have had to have missed her shot. And it couldn't have been an accident. She would have had to have made sure she missed her shot at the beginning, when she supposedly shot him in the leg. And then kept everyone else's attention on the port side of the boat while he killed Lynette Doyle. Yes.
This accomplice can be none other than Jacqueline de Belfort.
What?
What? Like, little
I beg your
intense.
pardon? You're insane.
As I say, it was a very cleverly planned and well thought out piece of work. It could not be chance that Simon Doyle had a bottle of red ink in his pocket. No, it must be design. It was not chance that he had a plain, unmarked handkerchief with him. It was not chance that Jacqueline de Belfort's foot kicked the pistol under the settee, where it would be out of sight and unremembered until later.
So you truly believe that Miss de Belfort and Mr. Doyle are accomplices?
Certainly, the two halves of the murderer. What gave Simon his alibi?
The gunshot fired.
It's the bullet that Miss de Belfort fired into Mr. Doyle's leg that provided him with an alibi. Even if left alone, he wouldn't have been able to crawl to his wife's cabin to kill her. But Miss de Belfort didn't actually hit Mr. Doyle with that shot. He pretended to be injured, so crawling wasn't necessary. Now let's move on to the shooter. What gives Jacqueline de Belfort her alibi?
Are we talking about... Okay, we're talking about Lynette Doyle's murder still. So Simon Doyle insisted strongly she be watched.
Mr. Doyle was insistent that Miss de Belfort was never to be left alone from the moment of the gunshot until this morning. That gave her a rock-solid alibi for the murder of Mrs. Doyle.
There, between the two of them, you get all the qualities you require. The cool, resourceful planning brain, Jacqueline de Belfort's brain, and the man of action to carry it out with incredible swiftness and timing.
Look at it the right way, and it answers every question. Simon Doyle and Jacqueline had been lovers. Realise that they are still lovers, and it is all clear. Simon does away with his rich wife, inherits her money, and in due course will marry his old love. It was all very ingenious.
The persecution of Mrs. Doyle by Jacqueline, all part of the plan. Simon's pretended rage. Then one night, on this boat, I thought I heard Simon and Lynette outside my cabin. He was saying, "We've got to go through with it now." It was Doyle, all right, but it was to Jacqueline he was speaking. The final drama was perfectly planned and timed. There was a sleeping draught for me, in case I might put an inconvenient finger in the pie. There was the selection of Miss Robson as a witness, the working up of the scene, Miss de Belfort's exaggerated remorse and frenzies. She made a good deal of noise in case the shot should be heard. In truth, it was an extraordinarily clever idea. Jacqueline says she shot Doyle. Miss Robson says so. Mr. Hayashi says so. And when Simon's leg is examined, he has indeed been shot. It looks unanswerable. For both of them, there is a perfect alibi. At the cost, it is true, of a certain amount of pain and risk to Simon Doyle. But it is necessary that his wound should definitely disable him. But then, the plan goes wrong. Someone sees Mr. Doyle enter his wife's cabin.
Louise Bourget.
Louise Bourget has been wakeful. She has come up the stairway, and she has seen Simon Doyle run along to his wife's cabin and come back. So she makes her greedy bid for hush money and, in so doing, signs her death warrant.
But Mr. Doyle couldn't have killed her.
No.
Use your brain.
The other partner did that murder. As soon as he could, Simon Doyle asks to see Jacqueline. He even asks me to leave them alone together. He tells her of the new danger. They must act at once. He knows where Bessner's scalpels are kept. And still, all is not well. For Mrs. Otterbourne has seen Jacqueline go to the saloon, and she comes hot foot to tell Simon about it. Jacqueline is the murderess. Do you remember how Simon shouted at the poor woman?
He wanted to alert Jacqueline de Belfort.
Nerves, we thought. But the door was open, and he was trying to convey the danger to his accomplice. She heard, and she acted acted like lightning. She remembered Pennington had talked about a revolver.
Yeah, it's actually a semi-automatic, but okay.
Crept up outside the door, listened, and at the critical moment, fired. She
Her
boasted
finger is
once
nowhere near the
that
trigger.
She was a good shot, and her boast was not an idle one. I remarked, after that third crime, that there were 3 ways the murderer could have gone.
4.
I meant that he could have gone aft, in which case Ferguson was the criminal. He could have gone over the side, very improbable. Or he could have gone into a cabin. Jacqueline's cabin was just 2 away from Dr. Bessner's. She had only to throw down the revolver and bolt into the cabin. It was risky, but it was the only possible chance.
Rosalie is just like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Killed my mother, you filthy witch!
Rosalie, no. I understand, but attacking her isn't the answer.
Nah, let her go for it. She's just like, hold me back. Go, go, go,
How
go.
can you listen to the ramblings of this old fool? His entire grand theory is based on the fancies he's made up out of whole cloth, without a shred of evidence.
You might hope it is so, young man. You insist more proof is needed? You hope Poirot is a doddering old fool? Then by all means, let's allow someone else to dodder some. Miss Royce, if you would.
What am I doing? What am I doing? Ooh.
This can't be the right solution.
What? I don't even understand what we're doing right now. Are we looking for the bullet hole? That one?
With pleasure. The irrefutable proof is tiny, but look here. You can see that the wood is damaged, and the bullet that caused it is still lodged in the hole. I'm sure forensics will prove that it's a .22 caliber cartridge fired from the murder weapon. This is the bullet Mr. Belfour shot at Simon Doyle. It ended up in the wall, not in his leg.
Damn you! Damn you both! Our plan was perfect! It took 2 meddling detectives to work it out. Jackie and I were going to be rich and happy. We deserved it!
And we derive the penalty for our failure. Simon, darling, let me speak. You were too clever for us, Mr. Poirot. That night, at Aswan, you told me not to open my heart to evil. Did you realize then what was in my mind?
I only knew that what I said was true.
It was true I could have stopped then, you know. I nearly did. I could have told Simon that I wouldn't go on with it. But then perhaps... Would you like to hear about it? From the beginning?
If
Really?
you care
Okay.
to tell me, mademoiselle.
It was
Buckle
all
up.
very simple, really. You see, Simon and I loved each other.
And for you, love would have been enough. But not for him.
You might put it that way, perhaps. Simon always wanted money so dreadfully, and all the same, he never tried to marry anybody rich and horrid. He wasn't that sort. And then we met. Our
Is that
love
supposed to be
was
sympathetic?
obvious from the first glance. We were broke, but we wanted to get married. There we were, up against it. And then I thought of Lynette. It might make all the difference to me and Simon if she'd give him a job. It was about then that you saw us that night at Chez ma tante. You know, Mr. Poirot, I loved Lynette, really I did. She was my best friend, and I never dreamed that anything would ever come between us. But she went all out to get Simon away from me. I don't think she even hesitated for more than about a minute. I was her friend, but she didn't care. She just went bald-headed for Simon. That's why I'm not really sorry about her, even now. And Simon didn't care a damn about her. But he did like the thought of her money. Of course I saw that. And at last I suggested to him that it might be a good thing if he got rid of me and married Lynette. But he scouted the idea. He said, money or no money, it would be hell to be married to her. He said his idea of having money was to have it himself. He talked about it a good deal one way and another, about how convenient it would be if Lynette died. I said it was an awful idea, and then he shut up about it. After a bit, I saw that he'd made up his mind, and I was terrified. Simply terrified. Because you see, I realized that he'd never pull it off. He'd have no kind of subtlety about it. And he's got no imagination. So I had to come into it too, to look after him. I thought and I thought, trying to work out a plan. It seemed to me that the basis of the idea ought to be a kind of two-handed alibi. You know, Simon and I could somehow or other give evidence against each other, but actually that evidence would clear us of everything. It would be easy enough for me to pretend to hate Simon. It was quite a likely thing to happen under the circumstances. Then, if Lynette was killed, I should probably be suspected. So it would be better if I was suspected right away. We worked out details little by little. Even then, Simon went and wrote a J in blood, which was a silly, melodramatic thing to do. It's just the sort of thing he would think of. But it all went off fine. And then there was Louise.
Yes. It was not your fault that Louise Bourget could not sleep.
Yeah, don't worry, it wasn't your fault.
That miserable Frenchwoman tried to blackmail us. I pretended to grovel. I took her all the money we could get hold of. And then, when she was counting the money, I did it. It was quite easy. That's what's so horribly frightening about it. It's so terribly easy. And even then, we weren't safe. Mrs. Otterborn had seen me. I'd no time to think. I just acted like a flash. It was almost exciting.
Love can be a very frightening thing.
That is why most great love stories are tragedies. Don't mind so much for me, Monsieur Poirot. After all, I've always lived hard, you know.
Jackie, I ruined everything. I'm sorry for it all, my love. If I had known all this before,
It's all right, Simon. A fool's game, and we've lost. That's all.
Look out! She took my gun!
Adieu, mon amour.
Well, and nope.
No.
Yeah, there's another. Okay. Like Romeo and Juliet, but evil. Yay, we solved the murder. I feel like it would have been better if we had panned over Abu's symbol, actually. But... Now we get to find out which ending I got. There's two. The Vengeful and the, what's the other one? The other one. Righteous, that's it.
Us won at last. Still trying to absorb one shock after another. And how are we greeted upon our arrival? A day of police interrogation.
Honey, there were 5 murders. There were like 4 murders and a suicide.
I'm
Like,
Mr. Pennington. Remember me? Is my room ready?
Yes, sir. Everything is ready. You are in room number 106.
Oh, it's not the same as last week? I like that one.
I assure you, sir, you won't notice the difference.
Oh, my feet are killing me. My back. The police might as well have beaten me. What brutes. Oh, those embarrassing personal questions, as if I were a criminal when we already know the truth.
Yes, the police could have simply relied on Monsieur Poirot's explanations. It would have saved us from wasting our entire day at the police station.
Fortunately, we're leaving tomorrow. They won't be seeing me in Egypt again anytime soon, I can tell you that.
Thank you for assisting me with the official statement to the police today, Miss Royce. Repeating it all for the police requires great patience.
I agree with you on that, Mr. Poirot. But I enjoyed the expressions on their faces as you explained the facts. It was my pleasure. At any rate, I understand we won't have to return there tomorrow.
No, the Egyptian police can take over from here. The narrative I provided seems to satisfy them. The case will be officially closed.
My God, I'm so hungry.
Then let's eat. All this excitement has made me quite hungry as well, my boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, your dinner is ready to be served. If you would kindly proceed to the terrace, everything has been arranged.
What a deplorable, exhausting day. I'm going straight back to my room to take a bath.
Mr. Poirot, I'm very sorry to disturb you, but the police commissioner just called. He would like to ask you a few more questions at the station.
What can be so urgent it can't wait until tomorrow? It's late. The little grey cells must have their rest.
I'm very sorry, sir, but the commissioner himself insisted. It sounded urgent. Even now, a police car awaits you. They'll take you there.
It seems my decision has been made for me.
Is he just eating French toast for dinner?
Thank you.
There are always a few more questions. Good luck.
It is the dotting of the I and the crossing of the T only.
He says so confidently.
A chance to swing by my room and go through that bag Riquetti kept so close.
All right, so we got the righteous ending. There we go. It's good, because we're going to go grab some mustaches. Black letter on the edge of the sun lounger. There's the black ladder one.
Come to me, moustache. Don't be shy.
Okay. And here's that one. Okay.
When I think that I almost missed it.
Then inside at the billiard table, which we might just hit up some of the guests, see what they have to say before we go inside.
Hi, how are you doing?
It may sound callous, but with all that's happened, that is, well, yes, I think we're good. We have Egypt for bringing us together.
Okay.
What's up, Doc?
I'm waiting for my little carrot juice, celebrating completing a meal with no drama.
Beautiful evening.
Yes, I intend to make the most of it. My last night in Egypt.
As far as I'm concerned, I can't wait to be back home in the good old US of A. We have air conditioners there, you know.
Yeah, with what everybody was wearing, I'm not surprised you'd want to be back in the AC like fuck. Alright.
Excellent. Another record for my collection.
Okay, then the right side stairwell to the upper floors. Inside the plant pot. There's that. There we go.
I seem to have gained a moustache.
And then we go into Jane's room, apparently, which is room 107, I guess. Not that way, though. 108, 107.
Home sweet home. Too bad it's only for one night. My camera.
Just snap a
Ready
photo.
if I need it.
It's called the mustache, so yep.
Ah, my collection is growing.
89 out of 100. Okay. And then we have to interact with the bag. And that'll open up mysteries.
Okay, Riquetti. Let's have a look at your little secrets. Interesting. It looks like an organizational chart for the Spire. And there seems to be plenty of other interesting information. I think it's time to create a clue wall.
All right. What are we doing here?
A note with an interesting seal on it.
Do I have to... Okay. Just pushing pins into the wall.
Emmy, I promise you, I will find out who ordered your murder. They will pay.
I have to go thing by thing here. Okay.
Tyrone, killed in New York, trying to defend his neighborhood. Another note with a seal. Cassette tape. I need to find a way to listen to it. I need to listen to this tape. One of the passengers had a cassette player in their room on the boat. Who was it?
Melton had the vinyl player.
Yes, Mr. Hayashi has a cassette player. I'll ask him.
We have to physically go ask him? Okay. Nope.
With this cassette player, I can listen to Riquetti's tape.
Let's finish the little board first. Put all the shit on there.
It's Lynette Doyle and her father. What did Riquetti want from them? And that manor in the back, it looks familiar.
It does. How does it look familiar? So this is how things are going to get tied together.
God, the leaders of the Spire. It's more like a cult than a criminal organization.
Are you telling me that Lynette Doyle's father is the head of this crime syndicate? That's possible. I can see that.
Photo of a funeral. Strange. Emmy! My Emmy. Video surveillance cameras. AWL security was spying on her. I never saw this man. Number 12. Another note with a seal? A seal? I'm going to take a photo for my clue wall. A list of coats of arms? Targets that the spire was aiming at? And I feel like I've seen some of these coats of arms before. A second tape. And a third one.
All right, well, I guess we're looking at the tapes now, because that's the next thing. Let's start with red.
Memo number 13, December 9, 1971. My investigation is progressing well. I've already uncovered a large part of the Spire organization. Unfortunately, I can't put names to the positions yet, but I will eventually figure it out. One thing is certain. Whenever someone dies in the organization, it's the person below them in the hierarchy who takes their place. That should help me identify them all.
Sounds a familiar voice.
Internal note. Logistics are currently slowed at AWL because of the spy in our midst. We need to do something. Deliveries are falling behind. Customers are growing impatient. They will start looking at the competition. As the logistic director, I am deciding to deliver Order H-53 despite the risks.
Okay.
You still haven't eliminated Flint. What are you waiting for? Where is the validated mission order? No need. That's not protocol. Protocol is I tell you what to do and you do it. You execute, and that's it. It needs to look like an accident. Get it done. Today.
Okay, boss. If the Spire accuses me of acting alone in Flint's death, this tape is proof that I carried out the Bear's orders.
Okay. There's two others. Work. Okay, weird. Okay.
Fantastic.
Straightforward. Oops. Gotcha. Alright. Stamp with a seal, photo of funeral, coat of arms. Stamp with a seal, that was...
The seal that Riquetti had in his satchel matches the seal of the spider in the organizational chart. This confirms that Riquetti was indeed an enforcer for the organization, but more importantly, it shows that each position in the organization has an assigned seal.
Means... Ooh, whoa, okay. Crown, investigation into the organization. Track number 22, that's...
My god! These notes represent mission orders for Riquetti to kill targets. This damn piece of paper is the order for Emmy's murder.
But we know it's a crown. Hold on, not that, this one.
The seal looks like the same one as the head of the organization. The order to kill Emmy came from the highest ranking person in the Spire, the King. All that's left is to discover his identity.
Okay, then contract number 24. Investigation into the organization. Is the journalist.
This guy was investigating the Spire. He seems to have started to uncover their organizational chart, which explains why he must have been executed.
Some of these feel very simple. And again, it is connected to the king.
And again, that same seal.
25 disrupts the business. King again.
The mission order for Tyrone's execution. And again, that same seal.
That, however, is feather. Oh.
This document was sent by the man behind this seal.
Oh, that's the cane is the lion thing, which we can point to in here.
It's the same walking cane. I can't be mistaken. Meluish Ridgeway is the man on that throne and behind that mask.
Now, there was a very distinctive brooch, though. The person below them in the organization takes over. That would be the wolf mask, right? Huh. I don't see that. Okay, so what's up with these? Some of the things in the mind map, right? This is not complicated, but multifaceted, I guess. Who had a coat of arms on the boat? That's Ferguson. You know, he's secretly a noble.
Yes. When I searched his room on the boat, I'm almost certain Ferguson had a similar coat of arms on his ring. At some point, I'll need to get Ferguson to confirm that. For now, I have more important things to do. Not really that complicated.
Also, I feel like we can finish a lot of our character profiles. Hold on. Secret, he's a murderer. He killed somebody. Boop. That didn't work? Why didn't that work? Why didn't that work? Oh. His activity is that he's a manager, my mistake, apparently. And his secret is that he's greedy. I don't know that that's really much of a secret, but okay. I feel like murder is more important than being greedy, but sure. And she is a murderer, is the other one. Murder? Also didn't work. Hides her true personality. Fuck. Sure. Okay. Who did I forget? Carl Bessner. I just kind of know this one. He's an opera singer. Boop. All done. Cool. Photo of the manor. A photo of the manor while searching the rooms of the Karnak. Whose room was it? I don't remember. Pennington?
No.
No. Robson?
Yes. When I searched her
remember
cabin
this.
on the boat, I saw that Cornelia had a picture of herself as a young girl with the same manor house in the background. At some point, I'll need to get Cornelia to confirm that. For now, I have more important things to do.
Picture with her
Test pulse with
father
flying colours.
in the watch. I don't recall that, but voice recognition internal note.
Internal note. Logistics are currently slowed at AWL because of the spy in our midst.
That's Vikram
I'll be
Kapoor,
there
right?
in a moment, May. I'll just wash up.
Well, okay. That's pretty much. Let me go and I'll tell you everything.
I'll be there in a moment.
That's him.
That's Kapoor's voice. Kapoor is the one behind the eagle. the logistics director of the Spire. I was
go.
born to be a detective.
You still haven't eliminated Flint. What are you waiting for?
Where is the validated mission order?
No need.
That's not protocol.
Protocol is I tell you what to do and you do it.
Do what you think is necessary. I can't stop you now.
I hope you have a good reason for moving Mr. Doyle.
Don't worry, miss.
You still haven't eliminated
Do what you think is...
Okay, that's Ricchetti.
That's Ricchetti's voice.
Oh,
That
I really
means
need
the
to go to
bear
sleep. I'm
ordered
so very
Ricchetty to
tired.
Kill someone named Flint, and Ricchetty killed him and made it look like an accident. Yes. Sometimes I even surprise myself.
Okay. There's another one, isn't there? I thought there were 3. Probably not. So we have to go
I can't
talk
go out
to...
now.
Nope.
I still have things to figure out about the clues in Ricchetti's bag.
Okay, so we've got this still. But now we're putting those 2. Oh, because the third one was the journalist. That's right. Okay. So, audio, Ricchetti and the bear, which we know is the killer.
Fantastic!
It is also... must be the guard.
The man talking to Ricchetti is the bear, and he is his superior. I believe it's this person.
Okay. Vikram Kapoor, we know, is the logistician.
Vikram Kapoor. So this seal belongs to him. Well done.
We're just identifying people. The squid?
Congratulations.
I don't know what I'm doing.
The man in the center is wearing a lion mask. He seems to be the leader of the Spire. Excellent. No.
No? Oh, okay. Yes, but okay.
This photo was taken at Melhuish Ridgway's funeral. He was Lynette's father, but more importantly, he was one of the wealthiest people in England. His death was on the news for weeks. Melhuish Ridgway had been the lion of the Spire for years, but today he is dead. According to the journalist's tape, it is always the person hierarchically below who takes the place of their superior when they die. The wolf has inherited the position of the new leader. Emmy was assassinated long after Melhuish Ridgway's funeral. So it's the wolf who is the mastermind behind Emmy's murder. But who is hiding behind that name?
That is...
Of course.
Father?
Someone reported you to those bastards. It's because of them that I lost you.
Okay.
Emmy was indeed murdered because she was caught investigating the spire. Vikram Kapoor got wind of this and reported her to the head of the spire. Their leader then ordered Ricchetti to execute her.
Mr. Pennington, open up!
Stop acting like a child! Open this door!
What's going on? I should go check.
Okay.
Mr. Pennington, there's water flowing.
Is he dead?
I'm going to have to come in. Mr. Pennington, please remove the chain.
Are you doing this on purpose? You can see he doesn't want to open the door.
I can open the door.
Oh, with pleasure.
Use those shoes. Those boots are made for kicking. Doors down. Boop.
And there you go. I'm going to go check.
Yes, but you won't see anything. The fuses must have blown.
Wait, I have a flashlight in my room.
Is that something you took from someone else?
Here.
Thank you. Stay here. I'm going to check.
Hey, yep, he's dead. Let's see if there's anything else to be looking at here. No. DED. Oh, look at that. He's got a tattoo that tells us who he was in the Spire organization.
He's dead. Another death. And with Poirot gone, it's up to me to have a look around. I should investigate.
Wow, there's a lot more of this game than I was expecting at the
That
epilogue.
reminds me of something on my clue wall. We'll just take a photo of it.
I'm very tired.
It looks like Mr. Pennington was celebrating.
Aha! Zippity zap time.
The wall lamp that fell into the water must have caused the short circuit that blew the fuses in the room. He didn't have time to shampoo his hair.
Good to know, I guess.
The electrical wire unraveled when the lamp fell into the water. The murderer clearly couldn't have gone that way. The screw that held the lamp to the wall is unscrewed. I don't see how the lamp was attached to the wall.
Nope, there's still more to discover. Okay. What else? What am I missing? I don't see anything else to highlight.
A fishing line with a knot. Somehow, I don't think Pennington was planning to fish for something in his bathtub.
That was almost very difficult to see. Very interesting.
Okay, Jane, clues. Look for clues.
Okay, this puzzle again. Tired. Okay. So these two have to actually get all the way up. There we go.
Bingo!
No more of these, please. We're just not looking at that? Okay. We're also not looking at that.
Report of a bad accident. Pennington must have been close to her to keep this
Isabel
up.
Flint.
March 3rd, 1972. Wait!
Reason.
No way! It looks like a mission order from the Spire. What is it doing here?
Coup d'etat. Andrew Pennington is part of the Spire.
Pennington has
Doesn't look like that was his.
He was part
stamp
of the
there.
organization? This changes everything. We'll hang on to this for now. No balcony, and the windows are closed and locked. It's impossible for someone to have gotten in that way without breaking a window. Pennington's wallet. Pennington with Ridgway. They're so young. That means he has
And
known
Flint.
the Ridgway family for a very long time. Pennington looks to be in his 20s, so this photo must be over 30 years old. Who is the third person? This could help me. I'm keeping it. The hall door was locked from the inside. No one could have gotten in that way. The bathtub overflowed, but not by that much. Maybe 15 minutes, 20 at the most. Found another.
I forgot to look for these. That's all I have for now. Actually, that's the only one.
I saw that you stopped the leak. Thank you. And Mr. Pennington?
He's dead.
Dead? This tour is cursed.
You know, honestly, I'm with you, honey.
I don't know
This
yet.
tour, we're done. I don't want to be in Egypt anymore. Everyone's dying.
What is going on?
Also, hate to tell her that, like, no, you're actually involved because cousin's father was involved in the Spire organization. We are now talking about that. So, FYI.
Are you managing all right?
Everything's fine.
Can I leave? How do? Oh, do I have to make connections? Maybe I have to do that. No one could have entered through the door. No one could have entered through the window. One entered.
That's what I call a good answer.
All of this to say, the inexplicable thing is the fishing line. I mean, technically, a champagne bottle doesn't really
Most of what I
belong in there
discovered,
either, but
except for this fishing line with a knot.
there is at least an
They must have been
explanation.
holding something. But what? Yes! The fishing line was holding the lamp to the ventilation grate because the screw wasn't really securing the lamp to the wall.
Okay. Andrew Pennington is taking a bath. Fishing line comes loose. Lamp falls into water. Pennington is electrocuted. Circuit breaker trips, overflows, and Van Skyler notices the leak.
It is bizarre, but clear. I'd better check in with the receptionist. Another win with my name on it. Mr. Pennington was electrocuted, probably by a wall lamp that fell into his bathtub.
But that's terrible!
The lamp was only held up by a fishing line attached to the ventilation grate. I suspect that's not a quick fix.
What? This is a luxury hotel. It was once a palace. We do not attach lamps with pieces of string.
I believe you. I didn't think so. In any case, we need to call the police so they can conduct a proper investigation.
The police? The reputation of the hotel is going to be ruined. They'll think it's the hotel that did this shoddy work that led to a guest's death.
I'm sorry, it's not that simple.
Oh, really? What makes you think that?
The unscrewed screw?
Let me explain. The screw that held the lamp was 3/4 unscrewed, so that it wouldn't hold the lamp by itself. The screw allowed the string to be attached to the ventilation grate. It was premeditated. This is a cleverly crafted trap. I can say with certainty that Pennington was murdered.
A murder? So the killer entered the room to cut the string?
No.
This is supposed to make me feel better?
There was no way for the murderer to get into the room. This part remains a mystery. How could they cut the string without entering the room? I'll find out. But in the meantime, we need to notify the police.
No, please. They'll conclude it was an accident caused by our establishment's negligence. They would never believe such a complicated explanation. I don't want to end up in prison.
It won't come to that, I promise you. We must notify the police. But while we wait for them to arrive, I will do my best to unmask the murderer.
Oh, thank you. I guess I'm counting on you.
I'll start by questioning the neighbours. They might have seen or heard something. But I also discovered some extremely interesting information that will go on my clue wall. I have a lot of work ahead of me.
Yeah, you do. And I'm going to go ahead and say right now that we're not doing that right now. I have to go to sleep. This is too late. This is too late. It is 11:20. I am not doing a stay up till 3 a.m. kind of deal with this game. We can wait. It's fine. I will do one thing and one thing only additionally, and that is to go to the museum and do this stuff, which I will continue to use this same song because it's great, to the point where I've actually added it to my regular playlist that I listen to on a regular basis. Because the fucking beat drop that happens, like right there, is great. Honestly great. 10 out of 10 no notes. Fantastic. Love it. Let's just see what else there is. Okay, that's Louise Bourget. Okay, whatever. I'm not as interested in those as I am in the concept art. This is going to be another statue. All right. Well, okay. That was fascinating. I guess, what else did we get here? What is this? Okay. All right. Well, yep. That is going to be it then. We're going to go back to the main menu. We're going to go ahead and quit. All right. I have to go to bed. Like I said, I am not staying up super late to finish this as much as I would like to. My body cannot handle that. Not today, not this week. So with that, thank you again for joining me for another thrilling, wonderful, amazing stream here. We've definitely got a lot on our plates, more than I anticipated, but is start like the enmeshment of these two plots is starting to come together and make, I guess it's a little far-fetched, you know, the whole like contract killer crazy giant organization sort of deal is a little much, but like it's not like it seems to be pretty well crafted, I guess, is my best thing here. And weaving it into the plot is like, it's kind of light touch, you know, it's touching on some characters that aren't really that prominent in the novel and or don't exist in the novel, but the ones that it does kind of actually overlap with are kind of lesser characters, I guess you could say. Yeah, this is starting to look okay. This is definitely less frustrating than Murder on the Orient Express already. So yeah, interested to see how this finishes up. Gonna do that on Tuesday next week. It's Thursday already. I'm going to do that on Tuesday next week, so I'll see you all then. Until then, have a great night and have a great weekend. I will see you all soon. Take care, everybody.